Here we are, Marvel and DC are having a crossover, and we get so much fun cover art. Now, first as an actual comic line, we have Doctor Strange versus John Constantine, or Doctor Strange and John Constantine. Doctor Strange being the Sorcerer Supreme, who has earned his respect in the Marvel Universe, who has went against Galactus, Doctor Doom, and many magical creatures. Doctor Strange, who has carried the Avengers at some point. Doctor Strange, who is literally the guardian of the universe. John Constantine, the man who has tricked Dr. Fate, tricked Trigon, tricked Mr. Mixie, and somehow keeps stringing along with his immense, powerful knowledge in the magic arts. This will be a banger of a crossover. When you really think about it, their dialogue is about to be hilarious. Think about what they can do teamed up together. And if they have to fight, I've done this video before, but I do think Doctor Strange would win. So far though, I do got high hopes for it. What do y'all think about the Doctor Strange and John Constantine team up? Hear me out. Marvel and DC crossovers part 2, Harley Quinn and the Hulk. I think this one is going to be very goofy, but I think that's what's going to make it fun. Harley Quinn is one of those joking around characters. They literally made a whole show of her being a joke. But let's get one thing straight. She should never in her life be able to kill Nightwing. Anyway though, and Hulk has been goofy sort of in the last few years. I want to say comic related. Apparently he's like the one below all or something like that now. But in this fun little crossover, Harley's actually really intelligent when it comes to emotions, and the Hulk is really bad at controlling his emotions. That's the whole point of the Hulk. So I wonder how they'll tie into each other. I do wonder what interactions and thoughts they will have. How they will even meet is beyond me. But this is another crossover that I'm highly excited for, and I am loving these covers. So what are y'all thoughts on this crossover? Hear me out. Marvel and DC crossovers part 3. We have Nightwing and X-23. Well, let me tell you something. This is a banger of a team up. I never would expect something like this, but now that I see it, I love it. Dude, are you kidding me? I love Nightwing as a character. I've even told y'all in some of my past videos, Nightwing is my 3rd favorite type of superhero. And Nightwing with X-23 just seems like something we would need to see on the big screen eventually. Nightwing is cool, calm, and collected, and equal to Batman, is usually a lovable character for all of DC. X-23 could low-key use the learn of patience. And again, another honest opinion, I can see them really getting together. Like, they low-key look good. And if they do become friends, I feel like X-23 would be a little protective over him. I think their dialogue would be fun, maybe even a little flirty. And I feel like the bigger message that both of them be trying to tell each other or tell the audience would be generational. I love this team up. I can't wait to see it, and what do y'all think about it? Hear me out. Marvel and DC crossovers part 4, Static Shock and Miss Marvel. Boy, this team up look crazy, I'm not gonna lie. This is stacked. Static Shock is one of my favorite characters, but I do hate that they have the portrayal of another black character with lightning. But when I was a kid, this hero was pretty big. Call me crazy for this, but I think when I was a little kid, Static Shock was bigger than Black Lightning. I could be wrong, but I'm almost pretty sure. And you know, those old type of animations. I love the way he looks. I love how creative he is. I love his jokes. And he's an all-around good character. Not enough to be one of my favorites, but enough for me to enjoy him every time I see him on the screen. And Kamala Khan is honestly a really good character. She's very comic geeky. She also is very versatile with her powers, and she just wants to help. I think the way they're going to collaborate, team up, fight together will be one of the most creative comic pages we have ever gotten. So I gotta say, I'm incredibly excited for this crossover. What do y'all think about it? Hear me out. Marvel and DC crossovers part 5, Absolute Batman and Punisher. Well, ain't this a team up? Boy, I know this is gonna be dark. Absolute Batman has been one of the most disgusting, sick, amazing comic lines I have read or have seen in the past couple years. It's so creative of all the BS they can really make up. But people being abnormally huge, or others being abnormally scary. Like, these artists are so talented. And we got Punisher right along with that, who does not mind killing. And it's crazy because they're a lot closer than you think. Punisher is not some untrained freak who could just shoot guns like a lot of people think. This man is actually legit trained with every weapon, with almost every martial art, a very good tactician that can almost match Batman. And the thing is, I wonder what their dialogue would be. And even imagine the designs they can make. Like, what do they put a bat symbol with a skull in the middle? Dog, I'm already thinking about the possibilities. Either way, this is an amazing team up for Marvel and DC. Very proud of what they have done, and I cannot wait to see it. What do y'all think about this crossover? Hear me out. Marvel and DC crossovers part 6, Emma Frost and Catwoman. This one I'm not so much excited about as the others, but I feel like this will still be a fun little story. The thing about Emma Frost and Catwoman, they have way more in common than you would actually think. Emma Frost, when she would do evil things, wasn't her actually being a criminal. It's more so her just doing what she needs to do. Like, you're obviously committing crimes, but you're not trying to murder a whole race. Same with Catwoman. Joker's out there literally trying to murder people in Gotham, but she don't really care about that. She just want money. So seeing how they kind of get along in that aspect and seeing how they're all going to work together is going to be pretty cool. Emma Frost can obviously do everything they're going to do on her own, but I feel like they're going to nerf her a little bit so Catwoman can actually look like a character beside her, which sometimes is okay and other times is annoying because no reason Flash should be running 200 miles per hour. As far as it goes though, I don't know if we're getting any talks about the X-Men or any talks about the Justice League. Maybe they fight, Emma Frost gets in her head and sees her past. Anyway though, are you excited for the Catwoman and Emma Frost crossover? Hear me out. Marvel and DC crossovers part 7, Huntress and Psylocke. I ain't gonna lie, this is actually a stacked team, and yes, I am excited for this. But they actually match. Dude, they both wear purple. They're both ready to not show mercy. Psylocke has combat along with her powers. So she just uses her plasma energy or plasma blast to turn into swords or any other weapons. Huntress is able to use any weapons. I feel like we can get a really good team up with them. Talk about how they are as heroes. Talk about what changes them. Having fun little team ups. Maybe Psylocke gives Huntress some arrows for her to shoot. And imagine the purple covers that they could make. Would I say this is one of my favorite ones that I'm excited for? Probably not. I just know this crossover would be good if they do it. So let me know, would y'all like Huntress and Psylocke to crossover? Hear me out, Marvel and DC crossovers part 8, Rogue and Poison Ivy. Another good matchup, but another one that I'm not super excited for. The thing about this matchup is I'm mostly going to be looking at Rogue. Poison Ivy is cool, but a lot of times she's really annoying. You have to write a really good Poison Ivy. But when it comes to caring about something, even though she's a villain, I low-key feel like Poison Ivy got that. She does genuinely care about the green. And we all know Rogue can suck up energy. As far as that goes, though, what this common line before they fight, if they fight, Rogue is trying to gain power, realize she can gain power out of grass. Poison Ivy knows a huge part of the green has been messed with, gets mad about it, meets Rogue, and they have a huge battle. Now, Rogue is the usual Rogue with Captain Marvel's powers, obviously is clearing her easily. Again, another great cover art for me. But let me know how y'all feel about the Rogue and Poison Ivy crossover. Hear me out, Marvel and DC crossovers part 9, Hulk and Green Lantern, and this is one of the ones that I'm most excited for. Hulk and Green Lantern seem like the type of crossover you need to see. Green Lantern has all the magic or the willpower to actually have that type of ability, but Hulk has all the strength for Green Lantern to not need to do that. While Green Lantern is a lot more versatile, Hulk is a lot more head-on. And I feel like this would be a testament of willpower. Funny enough, being literally the power of a Green Lantern. With Hulk having the willpower to immediately go into the fight. And for Green Lantern to be kind of hesitant, less willpower. For him to learn how to have more will, and maybe we'll see Hulk put on a Green Lantern ring. Imagine Hulk with Green Lantern abilities. That's wild. And seeing Green Lantern work around that, and even if they fight, I mean, it'll be more so like Doomsday versus Green Lantern if we're gonna be completely honest. But as far as it goes, I'm gonna see some creative things in this storyline. So definitely one of the top 10 ones that I'm most excited for, and I cannot wait to see it. But I want y'all to tell me, are y'all ready for the Hulk and Green Lantern crossover if they do it? Hear me out, Marvel and DC crossovers part 10, Lobo and Deadpool. I think this is one of the ones I'm most excited for, genuinely, because we have a regenerative team. Lobo is one of those crazy characters. He is not wanted in heaven or hell. He literally killed this whole alien race, and it's like he's not stopped up by anybody. He usually is beating Superman all the time. So when it comes down to it, I think when it comes to Deadpool, we'll have kind of a liking of him, seeing how he can regenerate as well, seeing how he's joking around, seeing how he can be very non-merciful, and even on Deadpool's side, being like Lobo, because he probably already knows about him because of the fourth wall breaking. And Lobo is one of those joking around characters. You can turn him into someone serious, you can turn him into a joke. Like, I love how malleable his character is. I think they can have a really fun team up. Now, obviously, they're probably going to meet up fighting because Lobo is a villain and Wade is an anti-hero, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get a fun storyline. So what do y'all think about the Lobo and Deadpool crossover, and would y'all like this to come into fruition? Hear me out, Marvel and DC crossovers part 11, Scarlet Witch and Zatanna. And this is what I call a crossover. This could possibly be one of the top 3 I'm most excited for. Zatanna is actually one of my favorite DC characters in general, and favorite superheroes in general, making it on my top 10 list. I love how she's tactical but powerful, how she usually tries to keep to herself but has all the power to handle everything on her own, and how she'll fall behind the leader knowing that she does not need one. Not to mention how talented she is, and how she was a cool character on Young Justice. And Scarlet Witch has really grown on me. I loved her from X-Men, and even all the MCU movies that have been coming out, and I feel like they're gonna have the greatest dialogue and scenes. Imagine them using magic together. This is going to be crazy. Like, who are they gonna be fighting? And before even that, are they even gonna fight themselves? So I'm gonna stand my ground with me saying this is one of the ones I'm most excited for, and I want to know how you feel about it. Hear me out, Marvel and DC crossovers part 12, Robin and Gambit. Boy, I think this crossover is gonna be crazy. If y'all remember, I said Nightwing X-23 would be really good, but I think Robin and Gambit would be really exciting. If we break this down a little bit, I think it would be really exciting if it was actually Tim Drake's Robin. As we see, Tim Drake and Gambit are actually similar in a lot of different ways. They both use a bow staff to fight. They are both really trained when it comes to fighting. Obviously, Robin is a lot more trained. Sometimes they use long distance projectiles. Robin uses birdarangs. Gambit uses playing cards. I feel like we get a lot of cool team ups with this, and we saw that Gambit actually team up as he did with Wolverine. So knowing this, I think this would be a fun team up. I think the dialogue will be really amazing, and I think we'll see a more grounded story with Gambit. Because as we know with Gambit, they keep him grounded, but if y'all did not know this, he actually could be an Omega level mutant. He actually nerfed himself through Mr. Sinister, which is funny enough, but Gambit is like that. Anyway, I'll say this is one of the crossovers I'm most excited for, but what do y'all think about this crossover? Will y'all be happy if they do it? Hear me out, Marvel DC crossovers part 13, Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel. This is a powerhouse of a team up. Wonder Woman is arguably the most trained character in the DC universe. She's incredibly strong, incredibly fast, and she can fly. She is a very useful woman who has earned her respect among everybody. Captain Marvel is another strong character. While she's not as trained as Wonder Woman, her powers make up for her, considering that her powers are cosmic. She flies at insane speeds of light and has insane energy transference. As far as it goes, I think the team will be somewhat of a learning lesson. When it comes out of Wonder Woman, even though she's really smart when it comes to fighting, she isn't always the smartest of not using her strength instead of her smarts. And I feel like Carol's the same way. They could learn that they actually have to use their brain instead of using their powers. And on top of that, if they fight, I think this would be a dang good fight. Boys just sound like people. I would say this actually made it to my top 10 list of things that I'm most excited for. And I would like to know if y'all are happy about this crossover and if y'all want it to happen. Here we are, Marvel DC Crossovers Part 14, Storm and Wonder Woman. I think this duo is going to be absolutely amazing. I actually can't wait for it. If y'all don't know, they actually met in the past. They actually had a crossover. Storm won this fight, but a lot of people say she only won because of the vote. But I do think Storm could actually have the ability to fight Wonder Woman and absolutely win. Because the way she actually won was just to spin her out of animation. Wonder Woman couldn't get out of her lightning. But as far as it goes, their dialogue even in that was actually really good. So I think their dialogue in a comic series in the New World would be amazing. How they both were technically risen by tribes. They are characters of respect and they won't take anything less than respect. Not to mention these are two characters with awesome designs and two characters are very strong on their own teams in their own rights. I also think this one has made my top 10 list. I'm not gonna lie. And you know what? You got me. It could be because of the old crossover they had in the past. I wouldn't mind a rematch either, not gonna lie. But I want y'all to let me know down below. How do y'all feel about the Storm and Wonder Woman crossover? Here we are, Marvel DC Crossovers Part 15, Batman and Wolverine. This is one of the ones I'm most excited for, and I'm not gonna lie to you. They seem like a weird, odd duo, but I think this duo will be very talented. When it comes to martial arts, Wolverine ain't as bad as y'all think. He's actually staggered Shang-Chi. He has trained in almost every martial art. He's fought in both world wars. And on top of that has his mutant strength, speed, regeneration, and his claws. And we all know Batman is very tactical. We know Batman knows every martial art, at least 127 different styles of them. But we know when it comes to fighting, whoever they fight are honestly screwed. But I think their dynamic would be super cool because in my opinion, I feel like they are really good people at heart and they use that brooding exterior to scare other people. But that is not going to work on each other. Not to mention how they care for different kids. When it comes to Batman, he cares for the Robins. When it comes to Wolverine, he cares for people like Jubilee. I can't wait to see the fights or who they fight, and I can't wait to see what happens. So how do y'all feel about the Batman Wolverine team up so far? Here we are, Marvel and DC Crossovers Part 16, Wonder Woman and Captain America. I think this one will be very inspirational. I gotta say this is the final one that I'm most excited for. I feel like this is a really good team up when it comes to having the inspiration to actually stand up to your enemy or having the inspiration to be better. Obviously, the better one of this would have been Captain America and Superman, but Wonder Woman is no slouch herself. The thing about Wonder Woman is she has been associated with such bad comics and bad attitude because of what they've done to her in the past. But when it comes to Wonder Woman at heart, she's a very, very positive character. She fought in World War II to save all men. She tries to protect any woman she can. She tries to inspire children to be better than what they are. And she will lay down her life no matter what to help a civilian. And we all know Captain America. The whole reason his character was created was because of the wars that was going on. To have a character that we stand for. Oh yeah, I genuinely can't wait for this. And also, I don't think they'll fight because it'll be a massacre going to Wonder Woman's side. But I do think there could be a misunderstanding or maybe a talking to or maybe even a righteous conversation between the two. And when you think about it, they're both kind of displaced by time. But what do y'all think about the potential Wonder Woman and Captain America crossover? Here we are, Marvel DC Crossovers Part 17, Black Panther and Catwoman. This one I'm not so much excited for. I think this looks way better on paper than what it actually does. I don't think they'll have good dialogue, to be completely honest. Catwoman is more of a criminal than she is an actual hero. She's usually just a follower of Batman, and she is best when she is with the Bat family. As far as Black Panther, he is a tactician, a king, a trillionaire, a stamp of approval, an inspiration, and the hero. I don't think they'll mix well. I think at best we can get a fight with her getting taken down immediately, and maybe she can work with him or learn to work with another hero. I even think Batman and Black Panther wouldn't be a good duo. But I do believe in Marvel and DC's way of making entertainment. But what do y'all think about the potential Black Panther and Catwoman crossover? Hear me out, Marvel and DC Crossovers Part 18, Doctor Doom and Joker. Now this one seems like it'll be pretty fire. Joker is so maniacally evil, so out of the blue, so roll with the punches that Doctor Doom will be incredibly annoyed. Joker is what you would call an unpredictable situation. Doctor Doom is what you would call a planned tactician. This mix could even be extremely dangerous or extremely unstable, no in between. I think Doctor Doom will have all the ways to control him, but when it actually comes down to it, he will not know how to deal with the Joker for real unless it comes to killing him. Joker, on the other hand, though, only deals with smart people like Batman. He's never dealt with a Doctor Doom type of situation. Doctor Doom is someone who goes toe to toe with Reed Richards, who is on a whole nother level of intellect compared to Batman. I think the dialogue will be absolutely hilarious knowing that it is Joker, because even though he's a maniacal villain, he is hilarious, let's be honest. So definitely looking like a fun experience, but I want to know what y'all think about the potential Doctor Doom and Joker crossover. Hear me out, Marvel DC Crossovers Part 19, Catwoman and Magic. And this is the final part. I don't like how Catwoman got so many crossovers when we kind of got so many other characters. Like, why didn't we get Quicksilver and Flash, Nova and Green Lantern, Raven and Jean Grey? But what I will say is that Magic looks dope in this cover. I do think this could be a really dangerous team. Catwoman has insane combat, insane speed, and insane battle IQ. Compared to Magic's actual abilities and hacks, I think whoever they fight is pretty much screwed. And I think this will be a fun dynamic how both the worlds are so different. Catwoman's world is pretty dark, but it's only as human dark. When it comes to Magic's world, her world is really dark considering she actually goes to hell regularly. As far as dialogue, I think there's just gonna be jokes about how she won't understand Magic, or how they both do questionable things. As far as this goes though, I am excited to see what Marvel DC does. I feel like this would be very entertaining. I feel like this could be really good. And I feel like we might even get some feats in this. But alas, for the final part, how do y'all feel about the potential Magic and Catwoman crossover?